Have you ever stepped outside just after it rains and been hit by that smell? That deep, earthy, almost electric scent that rises from the ground the moment the first drops hit. You can't quite describe it. It's not the smell of water. It's not the smell of mud. It's something older, something familiar, something that almost feels like a memory. Almost every human being on the planet recognizes that smell instantly, and almost none of them know what it actually is. Here is the part that will genuinely surprise you. That smell has a name. Scientists gave it one in 1964, and when they finally traced it back to its source, what they found living beneath your feet was something straight out of a science fiction story. Welcome to History Behind Simple Things. Today, we are uncovering the fascinating science behind one of the most universally loved smells in the world. That strange, beautiful scent that rises from the earth after rain. To understand where this smell comes from, we have to go underground. Right beneath the surface of almost every patch of soil on Earth lives an ancient organism called actinomycetes, a type of bacteria that has been quietly living in the dirt for hundreds of millions of years. These bacteria are extraordinary. They break down dead plants, recycle nutrients, and help keep the entire soil ecosystem alive. Without them, the ground beneath your feet would be a very different place. But here is what makes them truly remarkable. As actinomycetes, bacteria live and die in the soil. They produce a chemical compound called geosmin. The name comes from the Greek words for earth and smell. Geo, earth. Osme, smell. Earth, smell. That is exactly what it is. Geosmin is always there, sitting in the soil, waiting, completely invisible and odorless to you under normal conditions. But here is where the rain comes in. When raindrops hit the ground, they don't just soak in quietly. Each drop hits the soil surface at speed and traps a tiny bubble of air underneath it. That bubble bursts upward, launching microscopic particles from the soil into the air as a fine mist, almost like a tiny explosion in slow motion. Scientists call these bursts aerosols. Those aerosols carry geosmin with them, millions of microscopic particles of it, launched upward from the soil all at once, rising into the air around you. And the moment those particles reach your nose, something remarkable happens. The human nose can detect geosmin at a concentration of just 5 parts per trillion. That is not a typo. 5 parts per trillion. You are one of the most sensitive geosmin detectors on the planet. Which immediately raises the question, why? Why would the human nose evolve to be so extraordinarily sensitive to a chemical produced by soil bacteria? This is where the science gets genuinely fascinating. Many researchers believe the answer goes back hundreds of thousands of years. For early humans living without supermarkets, without refrigeration, without any guaranteed source of food, rain meant survival. Rain meant rivers filling, crops growing, and animals moving toward water sources. The ability to smell rain arriving, to detect geosmin in the air before the storm even reached you, gave early humans precious time to prepare, to find shelter, to follow the water. The people who could smell rain coming were the people who survived. That deeply instinctive pleasure you feel when you inhale that earthy scent after a downpour. That may not just be a preference. That may be an ancient survival signal, buried so deep in your biology that 100,000 years of civilization hasn't touched it. But geosmin is only part of the story. There is a second compound responsible for that after-rain smell. And this one has a far more dramatic origin. When lightning strikes during a thunderstorm, it splits oxygen molecules in the atmosphere. Those split molecules briefly recombine into a 3-atom version of oxygen called ozone. You have almost certainly smelled it. That sharp, clean, slightly electric scent that arrives just before a heavy storm. That crisp smell in the air as the rain approaches. That is ozone. It is literally the smell of electricity in the sky. Together, geosmin from the earth below and ozone from the lightning above combine to create the full, layered scent that humans have been breathing in and loving for as long as we have existed. Scientists even gave the whole phenomenon its own name, Petrichor, from the Greek petra meaning stone, and ichor, the fluid that the ancient Greeks believed flowed through the veins of the gods. The smell of rain on stone, the fluid of the gods. That is what scientists decided to call it. And honestly, it is hard to argue with that. So the next time you step outside after a downpour and breathe in that deep, clean, earthy smell, remember, you are not just enjoying a pleasant scent. You are detecting an ancient chemical signal produced by bacteria that have lived in the soil since before the dinosaurs. You are inhaling the electrical signature of lightning, and somewhere deep in your brain, a very old part of you is quietly registering. Water is here. Life continues. If you enjoyed discovering the hidden science behind this simple thing, hit that like button, it really helps the channel. Share this with someone who has always loved that smell, but never knew why. And subscribe to History Behind Simple Things for more fascinating stories hiding behind the everyday world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.